Hi guys, welcome to my class. First of all, I would like to say hi to my classmates and especially to my professor, Sir Joffer. Alright, so today we will talk about natural law. We will learn and to know more what is the meaning of natural law when come to our reality. Alright? So, natural law ethic is a popular name attributed to the model of ethics developed by Thomas Aquinas. Alright, so take note, all of our lesson today, I got it from Thomas Aquinas. Alright, Thomas Aquinas during the medieval period because it was developed by him. Again, natural law ethic is also called Thomistic ethics. Natural ethics, also called Thomistic ethics, right? So, when we talk about natural law, it's always the reason. Reason is the source of the moral law. It directs us toward the good, alright? According to Aquinas, good ultimate goal of the person's actions, discoverable within the person's nature. Alright, doing good is the nature that we're supposed to do. But according to Aquinas, natural law ethics is to do good and avoid evil. So, the question is, how do we know that a person is acting rightly or wrongly? According to Aquinas, an act is morally right if it is done in accordance with the moral law. So, what is the moral law? Again, according to Aquinas, reason is the source of moral law. The moral law is the dictate of reason. The moral law comes from God's internal law. This is what Aquinas believed. Divine law is do good and avoid evil. Alright? The question is, how do we know that one is acting in accordance with the good? Because good is that which is suitable to human nature. Aquinas say an action is good. But how come? Because sometimes our action is bad. But again, an action is good if it is done in accordance with the conscience. Alright, so now let's talk about conscience. Again, an action is good if it is done in accordance with conscience. So what conscience serves? Conscience serves as the guide in making our moral decisions. Take note with that. So, how do we know again? How do we know that one's acting obey conscience? According to Aquinas, if it satisfies the threefold natural inclination of the human person. Alright? There are threefold natural inclination of the human person. It's happening. Number one, self-preservation. Number two, just dealing with others. And the last one, propagation of human species. I think you're familiar with those threefold natural inclination of human person. Alright? So let's talk about self-preservation. Self-preservation is natural inclination. What people believe they have to take care of one's health or not to kill or put oneself in danger. Sound very good, right? But according to Aquinas, that is wrong. Number two, just dealing with others. People believe that treat others with the same respect that we accord ourselves. Example, if you do good to me, I probably will do good to you. But if you won't, I probably won't too. According to Aquinas, again, that is wrong. Alright, last one. Propagation of human species. Okay, this is our human species. The reproductive organ is by nature designed. Okay, you design to have a family. Alright, to reproduce and propagate human species. That's not agreeing by Aquinas. Alright, uh, these things that we talk about, that is not agreeing by Thomas. Because an act does not obey conscience, so it is therefore immoral. And for an action to be considered moral, it must be done. See, in accordance with conscience, it must be done in accordance with the moral law. So if does not obey conscience, probably it is therefore immoral. Alright, so there is three determinants of moral actions. Number one, object of the human act. Number two, circumstance. And the last one is end. Alright, let's talk about what is the object of the human act. Object of the human act is that which the will intends primarily really and directly to remove a tumor. And circumstance, the conditions affecting the morality of an action. Classifications, they have 7 of classifications that we have to know. Number one, quality of a person. When I talk about quality of a person, is referred to who the one, who will be, who did that. Number two, quality or quantity of the moral objects. And we talk about moral subject is referred to what. Okay, and last one, circumstance or place. Okay, there will be referred to where will happen, okay. And number four, circumstance of means, by what means. And number five, circumstance of an. Alright, if there's an of the circumstance, is referred to why. Okay, why and, like this or like that. Number six, manner in which the action is done. Alright, if the action is done, so how? Okay, how the action is done. And the last one, time element. Right, talk about when. Okay, the last one is talk about end. When we talk about end, is talk about the purpose of the door. Alright, all of those things must be done. Okay, must be all good. So, how can we know that is good? Okay, or that is evil? Again, according to Aquinas, there are 4 principles of the Ball effect that we can know and to can understand, okay, what is good, what is bad, okay, or what should be acceptable. Number 1, the first principle of the Ball effect is the action intended must be good in itself, or at least morally indifferent, otherwise the act is evil at the very outset. Again, the act always evil at the very outset. Number 2 of 4 principles, the good effect must follow the action at least as immediately as the evil effect, or the good and evil effects must be occur simultaneously. And then the last one, that number 3, the foreseen evil effect should not be intended or approved, but merely permitted to occur. And the last one is there must be proportionate and sufficient reason, okay, for allowing the evil effect to occur while performing the action. Remember that and take note that there is always sufficient reason to allow the evil effect. Okay. All right. So let's say about removing a cancerous uterus of a pregnant woman. All right. When come to this example, we can find the good and evil, right? Because when we're removing a cancerous of uterus of a woman pregnant, actually we can find a good and evil from that example. Evil, kill the fetus, right? When talk about kill something, probably is evil. But also we can find good because saves the mother's life. If we done removing a cancerous uterus of the pregnant woman, probably the child and the mother, they both will die. But if we remove a cancerous uterus of a pregnant woman, the mother, we save the mother's life and we lose the child. Alright, so removing a cancerous uterus, it can be wrong, but it's good that we can save one life, that and we won't lose two life. Alright, because there will be acceptable because of the four principles accepting, like principle one, intention is good. Alright, the purpose is for good, and principle two, good and evil effects occur simultaneously. Principle 3, abortion, the death of fetus was not intended. And the last one, sufficient reason for allowing the evil effect. Okay, we allow the evil to affect, uh, but our purpose is to save one life. Alright, let's talk about another example. Here, everything we do it for good. This is another example that must be good explanation. And let's talk about killing a drug lord. Everyone knows that drug is not good and kill a lot of people around the world, destroy life, destroy the future, and also killing them, separate from them from the people who using the drug. Okay, their family and the country suffer from that. But there's a lot of people are still using it because they have different mind setting. Right, so let's explain according to Aquinas. Alright, there's a drug lord. Okay, the act is good as it may produce more benefits. Many people think that drug lord is good for them. Okay, seems like right, but again, it if that is not accepting from the four principles of Aquinas, that is wrong. Here's the natural law ethics. The act is intrinsically immoral. Why? Because killing drug lord, okay, because it does not satisfy the first principle of that effect. Again, anything, maybe you will think that's right, but if uh, it does not satisfy from the four principles, okay, that's wrong. Okay, because the first principle said the act must be good in itself, right? Okay, guys, I just hope that you can understand my lesson, and I hope that you can learn a lot from this lesson. Okay, thank you so much for spend your time to watch it the first until the end, and have a good day. Thank you so much. Bye.